Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast. This is episode 31, season 2. We are still here, not cancelled, still alive, didn't die from PAXAUS or anything bad like that. We are still kicking, and I am Zombies Love Bacon, your host, and I am joined by Shelby.
Hello, it's me. I'm still here.
And Kochie.
I'm back, but with good audio this time.
I was going to say,
not in the middle of the PAX floor.
We can actually hear you now, and there's no it's in the background.
I've got it's in the background. It's the only way I stay awake on a Sunday.
I was going to say that could be arranged if we want to add a backing track.
I feel actually really feel much better about the whole PAX thing, because I've seen a few other creators and content creators and stuff who have tweeted since that they made content at PAX and it's unusable. For audio, mainly just audio. It's just just straight up audio. Like I saw even Dark Viper, I think, tweeted today. He's like, "I'm sorry about my PAX content. It's kind of garbage." I'm like, "Oh man, thank God it's not just me." It's
expected though. It's just to be expected. Like I was watching other things like Cammy's vlog videos and stuff, and like you can only do so much with filters and shotgun mics and things when you've got 20,000 people running around a PAX floor.
The most people I've seen have success with their like vlogs and stuff they were doing at PAX had voiceovers, but also like what are those little mics called? Mics?
Lapel mics?
Yeah, the lapel mics. Yeah.
People did well if they had lapel mics, and I saw a few people who had the Rode lapel mics.
Yep.
They're really good.
It's almost as if you're in my brain. I was about to say I'm definitely getting a Rode lapel mic for next year because
I
fucking
100%. Yes.
Yeah. I have lapel mics from because I'm an old man and been in content creation a long time. I have ones that are like 8 years old and they're like absolute garbage compared to you look at what the Rode ones can do and how compact they are and just magical, really.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh yes, please. That'd be
and they're so cheap. It's like, $70 and it's a like almost professional level audio, I would say. Well, not that good, but like for what it is.
Yeah, and they also have their wireless lapel mics, which is or compact microphone system, which are the little like square ones, and you can just put those anywhere as well. I've seen good things about those. So it's definitely, I think like we've all come away from PAX being like, I would like to go with better equipment and do this, and this next time.
This is exactly it. There's two camps, right, that have come out of this whole PAX stuff and making content out of PAX. There's the camp of it was a huge learning experience. We're going to do better next time. And there's the other camp of I tried to do too much and I need to make more time for myself during PAX. A few people are still recovering to this day, and it's been 2 weeks now. I'm unfortunately come to the end of my holidays. I have to return to work tomorrow. It's not going to be pretty.
How many emails are you going to have sitting there waiting? I had the 2 weeks off. I think I had about 300 and something emails that I had to get back to.
You know what? I'll let you know. I will let you know, but it'll be over 1,000 easily. Yeah, because I'm a one person department. So when I'm not there, it just all gets piled up. So
I only had like 3 days off, and then I came back to work, and I'd missed a bunch of stuff in Slack. Everyone was adding me and like asking me questions, even though my status said that I wasn't there. So that's always fun.
Yeah, on last Monday, I got a text message on the Monday from my boss. It's like, it's great to have you back. We need you at this site ASAP if you can help me with this thing, and we also need you down at this site for Thursday and Friday. I'm like, I'm not back till next week. He's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, that doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good.
Finger emoji. Remember? Just like fuck you.
Because I'm a one-man department. Like I manage everything myself. So
because they don't care.
They don't care. It doesn't affect them until it does, and then that time they're waiting for me to come back, and I guess they hope they came back last week. But no, I didn't. So suck it. It's but yeah, it's fine. I'll get back into work mode, I guess. But I tell you what though, taking this much time after PAXAUS was a fucking big brain move. Just a huge brain, mega colossal brain move.
Well, what did you get done, or did you just rest?
I just needed to recover. If I tried to go back to work after PAX, and just like not just because of PAX, but like everything I was doing around PAX, I was going at 150%. I just feel like, in Star Wars where like they have like a big fight, or even in Dragon Ball Z, they have a big fight and then they put them in the big tank of liquid to like cure. I need that. I need someone to put me in the BAFTA tank.
BAFTA tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what you need.
It's exactly. If I could have had that for a week, it would have been fantastic just to heal.
And the 3 years as well, I think. Like I've been to every PAX, doing media and articles and whatnot. And then I feel like I've lost it all in the 3 years that COVID happened. Like, I came back, I had articles going, I was ready to go, and then this year I was like, all right, this is my first PAX again. We're just gonna chill. We're just gonna wing it.
There's a few people that are like, oh man, PAX was really rough this year, and it's because I put on so much weight during lockdown. Like it's probably it might be that, but it's probably more the fact that you haven't had to walk around for 3 solid days since lockdown. You know, just be on your feet.
I actually, as somebody who did lose weight before PAX, I feel like I fared better at this PAX than I have at previous ones, so it might have something to do with it.
I mean, last PAX you opted out pretty quickly, so
yeah, halfway through the Sunday I left. So
yeah, so I'm a completely different because from in the 3 years or something. Has it been 2 years? 2
something 2 3
from
since
PAX,
last PAX is 2019.
So like PAX 2019 was like the first PAX when I was starting to get some traction. But every PAX, because I've been to every PAX as well. Every PAX up to that, I was a nobody, just trying to fucking weasel myself into anything really. And then while in lockdown, because I did nothing but sit at my computer, I've made a lot more things happen and change and whatever. And then all of a sudden I went to this PAX where I have never had to do so much in so little time. Where like previous PAXs, it's like, okay, I'm going to go see this, this, and this, and then I'm going to spend 6 hours of each day sitting in panels and air-conditioned, cushioned comfort. And it's fine, you know, feel top of the world by the end of it. With this one, by the Sunday night, I was like, my batteries are empty.
Yeah, it was full out of it. Like, that's so weird that you've been to every PAX as well. Like, even trying to probably do stuff as well with content. I was like,
how closely have you two almost?
Like, yeah, exactly. How close have we orbited each other? And then I've only known you since like 2019, I think.
I guarantee you that we've probably like stood next to each other in the past.
Yeah,
and stuff like
been
that.
Into an event or something that we've just been around.
It's interesting because like at the gala event, GOD came in, GFD came in and was chatting to Tim, who was at the table, and like, you know, and Hannah got introduced to her and stuff like that. Like, I know her from 7 years ago, maybe. It's like,
damn,
met her at PAX like that long ago when she was like a massive Mass Effect cosplayer. She has a huge N7 tattoo, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And you know, and then her career's exploded since, and I'm like, it's so weird that now we run into each other again this far away, and it's like, holy shit. And this is just weird things like people that you meet and they'll introduce themselves to you and then you go to like follow them on Twitter and like, I already follow this person and I don't know why. And then it's like maybe years ago we were in the same area or some same sort of thing. Like particularly PAX early days. And I suppose we made this comment I think on the last podcast, but it was like, it's interesting to see the people that are still kicking, like they've been to all the PAXs and they're still doing the same thing or more, versus the people that were like, I don't know, maybe like the flavor of the month and they've just vanished since. And it's like,
yeah,
you know,
sorry a few of those.
Yeah, I just remember there was a few people that like, wow, they're going to PAX and everyone's hyped up about meeting these people and they're taking off and then the next year they're just gone and you haven't heard from them. And like if you check their Twitter account, they haven't tweeted since 2017 or something like that. It's like, wonder what happened to that person, you know?
And unfollow.
A lot of I think a lot of those people just burned out. That's how it is.
That's tend to be how it works. Yeah. I mean, especially in the streaming space and that side of content creation, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this for 3 months.
Well, the comment that I made was,
realize it's more than 3 months. They're not like, you know, XQC or someone massive, and they're like, oh well, fuck.
They didn't get PewDiePie numbers in 3 months, and they're like, oh shit, I didn't do it right. I must have, you know.
It's like
angled the camera wrong or something. But the comment that I made was that the people that are still around,
they didn't do it right because that's what they were aiming for and they failed. So
PewDiePie did it for how long? That's the problem. See, this is
no, that's what I mean. Do it for 10 years and then see where you are. But oh no, I don't want to.
The comment I made was that the people that have been to every PAX and are still kicking and still doing other stuff, they all seem to be the decent people. Like they just seem to be like good people to talk to, and like their content, like you might not necessarily sit down and digest all their content, but when they talk and you talk to them, it's a positive experience. It's like, oh yeah, I get why this person's still around.
Usually, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is like you don't, because of Twitter and because of social media and because of all of that stuff. If you are a bad egg in that space, you don't last long because no one works with you.
Social
because
justice.
Everyone talks. Well, yeah, but even just, you know, if you are a dickhead and not a fun kind of dickhead, or if you have a scandal or something like that, it's like, well, that's it. You try something else now. Sorry.
I don't actively, like, I'm not a big on like gossip and stuff like that, but just by scrolling socials and stuff like that, I see shit all the time, and I go, huh, okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of time I'll have to like just like sense check, and you know, I'll go, hey Shelby, did you see this? And then Shelby, like, oh my god, you don't know?
I always have the tea. A very quickly
Get the
sniff it
popcorn.
out.
Get the popcorn.
It's like
we need a debrief.
one of the worst things I could admit about myself is I just want to hear the tea. I want to know the drama, the goss. I go and find the people who know, and I find things out, which is I don't know why. I like drafts.
I just stumble upon it and go, huh, look at that. That's interesting.
It's my favorite emote, like recently, just with things that come out, and just the pause champ emote. From just like, like it's just that straight away. Like I just tell me, I want to know.
It's kind of great. It's funny. Just segue a little bit, but like we got invited to see Black Adam at the premiere this week, and normally I've sort of weaseled my way through. Like I know the people that normally get invited, so I sort of get invited via other people through like competitions and giveaways and just websites, whatever. And this time I just found the right person to talk to early on and put my name down on a list, and then they invited me along. So anyway, when we were at the event, it was an awesome event. It was at IMAX. They had a DJ who played for 30 minutes because that's and whatever, and they gave you drink and a popcorn and free movie. And I was listening to just the conversations that happen, because it's always a really odd crowd that goes to a premiere, because there's people that are obviously fans of the show or the movie, and they're there to see that. And then there's people that are fans of coming to events, and they have no idea what the movie's about or if there's even a movie on. And like there was some people that were dressed in some questionable attire, just like full sequence like outfits, and
I think when they heard premiere, they thought maybe like red carpet.
Way too much cleavage for a Batman movie. It was
it was very glamorous, very like walking the red carpet dresses.
I mean, yes, absolutely. But then I heard conversations. These are some of the conversations I heard here, right? Because that's all I do is I just listen, and you pick up. Anyway,
good sometimes.
The woman behind me, one of the women that was dressed in like this full sequence get up. She's like, "Do you reckon they'll mind if like when the movie starts, I can sneak out and get some more photos, like out in the front of the pictures?" And the other one's like, "Oh, I don't know if it'll still be up there." She's like, "Oh, surely they'll leave it up during the movie for us who want to take more pictures." And I was like, "She's not here to see the movie at all. She just wants to do hashtag,
Yeah.
And then there was some other ones behind us, and I reckon, because I got a few friends that are in like acting and modeling industry, right? And I reckon that's what these people were. They were actually paid to come to this event and just look good. That's all they were there for. So they got paid to come in, pose in front of the DJ booth, take Instagram pictures, so on and so forth, and do that. And then they were talking about all these other events. They got like the full week of going to all these events, and all they do is go there dressed up as nice and look pretty and take photos and stuff like that to make it look like an exclusive event. That's all they do. And then they had like a friend that was with them who wasn't coming to some events and stuff like that. She's like, "Oh, I'll hook you up," and stuff like, "You'll get paid. You get paid this much," and stuff like that. And they're like, "Oh, they do encourage you to like come dressed up in the theme, but you don't have to, as long as you well presented and stuff like that." I'm like, the fuck kind of world is this? How do you get on that list where your job is looking good? Like you're the arm candy
step
to
one,
an
be
event.
Attractive. Step two, don't be unattractive.
I mean, they weren't that attractive, not in my books, but it's just, I mean, they dress up nice. Obviously, they've had a very
they were.
Sure.
I liked their dresses.
There you go. But yeah, it's like, I'm like, that is a crazy gig where you just go to events to make the event look better, because you could tell this, and like I said, there's that other class of people that are fans of the movie, right? They turned up in shorts, a t-shirt, and thongs, and they weren't happy with the complimentary popcorn because it wasn't big enough. They were there to see the Batman movie, or in this case, Black Adam movie. It was just such a, and it's the same. Like I've been to a few now, and it's always that same weird mix of thing. And I always don't know where to fit in that sort of thing, because a lot of reason why I do get to come to these events is because I do have a decent social media following. They don't really care about my opinion on it, but they just want me to come along and tell people that I went and saw this thing and it's out and you should go see this thing as well. That's all they want. That's all they want from me. And and I'm fine to provide that service, because these events are cool and I enjoy them. But it would be nice to have a valid opinion on the thing. And look, I do have an opinion on Black Adam too, and I do want to just shortly, just a little bit talk about this, because I feel like that people have written it off before they've even gone and seen this movie. They're like, DC movie, garbage. It's like just straight up. I don't know, Shelby, if you want to look up the Rotten Tomatoes on it, I haven't checked the tomato meter or anything, but just check, because what I've seen. All right, first of all, before we get into that, my short spill on Black Adam. It's a movie about Black Adam. No one knows who the fuck Black Adam is. He's not a major character. He's not even a B plot character. And I feel like the only reason why Black Adam got his own movie is because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is attached to it, and he wants to play one of the strongest people that he can ever do, because that's just how he does things, right? The man thinks of the entire world as a wrestling arena, and he's still playing the fucking protagonist. So he wanted the strongest character he could find. Black Adam is the strongest character next to Superman, and that's the main reason why he's done that, because he wants to set up this biffo with Superman. And slight spoiler if you've lived under a rock, but Superman's coming back because of this. Like, Dwayne Johnson set it all up. He wanted to build a big, strong person, and then he said, "I want Superman back so those two can fight." And they've said, "Yeah, Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman," all because of all Dwayne Johnson's thing. But the movie itself is very shallow, very basic. Some mad fucking special effects. It's good CGI. It's not shit CGI. It's really good CGI. But I think 99% of the movie is CGI. Like, it may as well have been not live actions kind of level CGI.
Well, yeah, but it was actually like.
But compared to Marvel CGI, this was the good shit.
Yeah, this was.
this is the good
This
shit.
was like the studios who were working on the CGI weren't overworked and underpaid.
Well, when Dr. Fate has the ability to turn himself into 50 Dr. Fates that can all fight, and so there's 50 bloody Pierce Brosnans in a reflective helmet firing magic at a devil. I'm like, this is actually stuff. I'm just like, this is fake. But at the same time, it's so good. My brain is accepting that this could possibly happen. When they've got it, because you have uncanny valley, right? When your brain goes, that's impossible, so that's fake. Where this was like so good, I was like, oh, this is good. Like, I'm not sitting there going, this is fake. I'm going, this looks all right. So overall, I think people that were going expecting like an amazing movie that's going to propel the future of the expanded universe, they're not going to get that. If you want to go see a popcorn flick with some fucking awesome CGI fights with The Rock, who is The Rock, who still does rock jokes, even though he's playing an asshole of a character. He plays the character really well, mind you. But the supporting, like the Justice Society, all those guys are fucking fantastic. And
Cyclone, Atom Smasher, Dr. Fate, and Hawkman.
Yeah, all I'd say is that for a movie that maybe isn't the world's greatest movie, it's enjoyable to watch. And they tried. Like, they have fair income tried. It's not like Suicide Squad where you go, wow, they didn't even fucking read the script, did they? It's like, no, this one they tried. Like, everyone's acting really well. The script tries to do the best it can. The editing, the filming, the CGI's all tried their hardest. And it's just that the source material is not that fantastic. It's Black Adam. No one cares about
Do you want to know the Rotten Tomato?
I want to know the Rotten Tomato score, and I want to know the fan score as well.
Okay. 41% on the tomato meter.
Which is harsh, but yes. And what's the fan score at?
90%.
Yeah, right?
Right?
So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's been tweeting, like running commentary on this fan meter versus the other one, going, it's fucking disgusting how critics are out of touch with what the people want to see. People want to have fun at the movies, is what Rock's been saying. And I kind of agree with him on this one.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's just, I sometimes, like, I don't really factor in the tomato meter scores anymore because I think they don't know anything.
Yeah, but it's
that's how it works, right? It's essentially, that's the amount of people that rate it 6 or higher, which,
essentially, yeah.
I mean, it's not a great way of aggregate scoring, but anyway.
There's a lot of, from all the reviews that I saw around when the movie came out and stuff, all around about the 5 mark, I would put it a little bit higher, like a 7. Like, it's not, this is the thing, right? The Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, for me, that's a 10. Like, that was, I came out of that movie erect, and, it took a while to calm down. And that's because that movie is, for me, that is a adult Batman, fucking great story, huge amount of depth. You could go watch it a few times. It's fantastic. For a lot of people, that movie was an hour too long, and they had no idea what was going on, and they didn't enjoy it. Even though as a movie, it's a very almost perfectly made movie. But the flip side, and I pointed this out to Shelby, because what we noticed was there was a lot of kids at this premiere, and like if you were a 13-year-old boy and you went and saw this Black Adam movie, you'd give it a 10 because it's perfect. It hits all the things. It doesn't take a high IQ to understand what's going on. There's lots of explosions and punching and kicking and all that fantastic stuff. It's a movie to take your family to go watch, and it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, there is one point where The Rock rips someone in half, but it's fine. It's minor stuff. It's still probably PG-13. I don't know. But it's about that different audience. But the thing is that from a critic's point of view, they probably judge the same. You get what I sort of say?
You probably watch it more than once. Again, when it comes to movie reviews and stuff, like if you just watch it once, then it's a reaction. If you watch it again, that's when you start actually looking.
You say
not
that.
just a spectacle.
Conveniently, Aladi has seen it twice.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
Already.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And the second time, or is like I spent more time like just enjoying it rather than sort of trying to figure out what's going on, just sitting back and enjoying it. It was actually more enjoyable the second time, just letting the weird shit just explode in front of you and just have empty brain while watching it. It was nice. It's like
that is the real kind of separation, I guess. And it comes down to real subjective reviews and things like that as well, where people are like, I just want to turn my brain off and watch a movie. It's like, okay, well then don't review it. Like, that's my opinion. It's like, then don't review the movie if you want to turn your brain off. Like, just watch a movie.
Exactly.
You can just watch colors flash on a screen for 2 hours, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like it's instead of trying to figure out who's playing, what character is this, and what's in motives and stuff like that. I already know because I've seen it. So it's just like, oh, this looks cool. That punch was cool. And I started to notice because originally I was like, wow, The Rock, he's almost like a try-hard actor in this because he's trying to like portray, he's giving it his everything, right? And it's fine, but it doesn't feel like The Rock. And then the second time I was watching, I started to pick up on those little sort of jokes and one-liner stuff that kind of feels out of place. I'm like, oh, that's him doing his own thing now. And I noticed that a little bit more the second time around. But I think the thing that got a disconnect is people go, there's a critical review, right? So you go, this movie was shot well, the music was decent, blah, blah, blah. We'll give it a whatever out of 10. Versus I sat down, I watched this movie, I came out, I was happy. I enjoyed it. It was worth $20. That like there's a distinction between those two. And then because there's been some movies that are like, wow, it's really, it's really highbrow and, very highly scored movie. And then you watch it and you go, I felt terrible afterwards and I didn't enjoy that at all. But it was shot really well.
Like Multiverse of Madness. It's a 74 on the tomato meter, and that film is dog shit.
What's the fan score?
Like 85.
Ooh. See, I wouldn't even. You know what?
And that's over 10,000 ratings as well. So it's not like that. It's such a popular movie, but it was absolute garbage.
I enjoyed it.
Like people were like, "Oh, but it looks cool." And it's like, well, okay, what lens are you looking at it through? Is it the cinematography? Is it the terrible special effects? Is it the terrible writing, characters, assassinations? What?
Potential hot take here, but I enjoyed Black Adam more than I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness.
Not a hot take.
Agree with that. Most of my
you can agree with that. You can agree with the score that's getting a movie that's getting 4 out of 10 is better than the Marvel Multiverse of Madness.
Most of my enjoyment of the Multiverse of Madness has happened because I've been looking at Elizabeth Olsen. So.
Well, I was looking at Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. Why do you think it's got such a high audience score? I mean, that's the whole point of why. It's because he's in the movie. And he is such a massive powerhouse of sales.
Yeah, absolutely. But fucking half of Multiverse of Madness is banked on the fact that they dug up every fucking Marvel fan theory they possibly could and stuck it in a movie and hoped that it'll pay the bills. That literally, it's like, oh, we'll get the fan casting of Fantastic Four in here. We'll bring X-Men in here, stuff like that. It's like, it's pandering. And really, and what that comes down to. But the thing is, right, and I saw it as a negative that people wrote about a lot with Black Adam, is it's got a very shallow storyline. It's very basic. It's very, contained. I thought that was a great thing that they did because what that means is they can't fuck it up. Like they can't fuck up a basic, good guy, bad guy, antagonizer storyline. Instead of Multiverse of Madness, when they're trying to set up 7 movies for the next 6 years. This is Black Adam.
Disney effect.
Yeah, they do that, and they do a really cool thing that I think Marvel should do more often. And I like, to be fair, I didn't watch all the trailers and stuff for Black Adam until after the movie, and the trailers kind of fuck up the whole point of the movie because it gives away like half of the movie in the trailers. Yeah. But what they do in the movie is Black Adam, comes in and starts blowing shit up because he's a fucking big boy Chad, right? And then the Justice Society's like, yo, there's someone doing superhero shit and he's not a superhero. We need to get a team together and go fucking put an end to that. And that's why the Justice Society come in. They get a team of superheroes in to go fucking shut down Black Adam. I'm like, that's cool because the amount of times you watch a Marvel movie and they're like, there's some catastrophic event happening. It's like, where the fuck's Iron Man? Where's Thor? Where's Captain America? Why aren't they coming to help? They literally in this, they just cut away and they got Hawkman. He's watching the news. He's like, this guy's killing an army. We should go do something about this, And they're like, you can get the team together, go down there, and the whole movie becomes Black Adam basically trying to be arrested by the Justice Society, while everyone else is telling everyone, no, there's bad guys here, and Black Adam could probably hang around and kill these bad guys first. That'd be nice, and that's pretty much the whole point of the movie. It's just that sort of 3-way action going on. And that's it. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. There's no temporal shift. There's no character introduced for the movie that's coming out 2027. There's none of that bullshit. And that's where Marvel's just fucking shooting themselves in the foot They're like, if you want to see the rest of the story, you have to come and see 6 more movies in the next 3 years. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to see the story now.
They could just write a decent story.
This is the thing.
Like encapsulate it in and of itself. But
just
anyway,
write a decent story. just write a movie, like a full movie. Just that's it. It's not that hard. There was
also they released a documentary for that one. I know I'm shitting on Multiverse of Madness, and anyway, but they released a documentary about how good it was with the timing that they had, and they were literally writing it from the second act as they were shooting it.
Yeah. Well,
like they had no script.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, look at what we accomplished with all this, and I was like, why would you tell everybody that? That's a stupid. Well, why?
It's some people, there's movies out there where they brag about that shit. Like, oh, we're still writing it while we're filming it. It's like, that's not something to brag about. What the fuck?
No.
It shows like they were unprepared. It was.
You literally did a vlog movie.
So
no depth.
Like, hey guys, what's up? I'm writing a movie right now, and let's start shooting. Okay, so do a thing. I don't know what. We'll figure it out as we go.
So we kind of touched on this, but I wanted to just explain a little bit. And it's still a developing story, so there might be some things that will come back and forth. But so the movie was made, Black Adam again, and then Dwayne the Rock Johnson goes, I want Superman in this movie. Like, just get him in for a cameo. We'll bring Henry Cavill back. And the guy, I forget his name, who's the head of he's the Kevin Feige of the DC, right? He's like, no, it's not happening. Like, we're not going back to the Superman era of the DC universe. We've done that. It's done. So Dwayne went to his boss at Warner Brothers and said, this is what I want to do, and he won't let me do it. And his boss overruled him and said, no, bring Henry Cavill back. We like him. And so then they did it, and they reshot the Henry Cavill scenes and stuff like that only a few months ago. Like, that it was at the last. So the guy who's in charge of DCEU, he was just overruled, and then Henry Cavill got brought back in, and they reshot the ending bit with him doing his little cameo after the credit sequence, setting it up for the future. And now they're going to do a Man of Steel 2 and all this sort of stuff. And it's all because essentially the guy who was running the show didn't see the picture. So The Rock just went, fuck you don't know what you're talking about. Went to his boss and dobbed on him. That's it. And and that's why there was no, at Comic-Con and stuff like that, there was no Superman announcement or anything like that, because it wasn't done yet. It was only done in the last couple of months. Absolutely crazy. And guess what? I think it's just going to turn out that Dwayne The Rock Johnson's going to be the Kevin Feige of DC. And it's just going to turn into WrestleMania. It's instead of doing the Avengers, they'll have WrestleMania.
It all ends in a ring.
What do they call it?
Black Adam and Superman, Hell in the Cell.
Yes.
2 men until 1 man
Ladder
leaves.
match.
Ladder match. Money in the bank.
Got a chair.
Money in the bank. That's what I was thinking of. Oh man,
Superman off the top rope.
You know what? I'd watch it though. I don't know what. Like, I know we're joking, but I'd watch that.
What's the next WWE game to come out? We just need cameos from those guys so we can have wrestling in there. That'll get the fans in.
What's it? Multiverses? They just do that, but a wrestling version of it instead. You just play. Yeah, that'd be sick. I'd play that. That'd be sick. Oh man, good ideas now. Oh, I'll get The Rock. I'll let him know.
Isn't there like those wrestling games that came out that are, like, have very in-depth character creation systems?
Yeah, remember 2K has a scan your face into your character. Remember that?
Yeah, that's worked so well for you before, hasn't it?
Yeah. I scanned my cat's face in and made Catman.
It's terrifying. It was cursed.
One of my finest creations. Honestly, that was peak content creation for me. Yeah, that whole I was in tears. I nearly died when I saw my Catman. Because the poor AI is trying to match up like the nose and the eyes and stuff onto the model. He's just like, this doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit? It's a cat.
They've even it's even when you do those things where if you have a DS and you're trying to make a me, and you like take a photo of somebody and put that in there, and it tries to auto-generate it from a picture, they always some great creations come out of that. You just like, I hope I don't look like that.
Yeah, I remember doing that back when I used to play a lot of those FIFA. Like, I don't play too much FIFA and stuff nowadays, but back in the day, they had Game Face. I think it was called as the technology.
That's it. Yeah.
And you could take a picture of yourself, so you could be be a pro type character. And yeah, that was you could have the best lighting in the world, and it would just look absolutely horrible.
Like it's never seen a human before in its life.
Yeah.
I think AI has probably improved now to the point where it can maybe just you upload a few pictures and it'll just figure it out for you rather than trying to scan
if we
your
can
face.
easily make deep fakes these days, we could easily Like they've got to implement that sort of
Who's
stuff.
making deep fakes these days?
There's apps that you can download that deep fake you into movies and stuff, like super easy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy. This is like this again. Like we talk about the shit that you can do now, and then I think about all the shit that I had to struggle with so long ago in content creation, and it's like people these days they're like, I don't know how to make my character look good. They just use an AI thing to draw their characters now. It's like, look at that, I did this myself by typing in an AI generator. And
oh my god, that brings me to something. There has been so much drama at the moment with the VTubers
I saw that.
and AI art. So there was a VTuber who was very, very popular, who was tweeting stuff like AI art is bad. Like you've got to at least admit that it's AI art. Anyway, it turns out that all of their recent art that they were posting was them using AI to create it, because they felt they were poor and couldn't afford an artist, and people were
amazing.
But they wouldn't say that they were AI. So people were like, "Hey, is this AI? It looks like AI art. Or if there's like an artist, can you like tag them or link them?" And then he was just like, "No, I don't want to tag the artist because they're not on Twitter."
You know what I said earlier? I stumbled across this drama. I just like,
yeah, it was big. That person's like ditched the internet and is like deleted and hidden everything because they couldn't take it. And it was,
you fuck up, you don't last long. That's it.
Yeah. Just admit like whatever AI art, but just admit it's AI art, and also don't tell the AI bots that you're using to specifically mimic certain people's art. People will write in like, I would like artwork in the style of blah, and then input their actual prompt. And that's the problem, because those art styles are still technically intellectual property, even if you're running them through like an AI. I don't know. It's this whole thing it's still evolving, and people are still very angry.
It's pretty simple, really. If you're using AI art, say you're using AI art, it's not that complicated, really. Just don't pretend that it's art that's been drawn for you or by you. That's the right way to do it. Yeah. But yeah, there's definitely
the other one as well. Because a different one that I saw was someone was drawing, like doing an art stream, and so they were making a character or an OC or something like that. They were about halfway through the drawing. Someone screen capped the drawing, and then finished it, like put it in an AI generator and said, "Hey, can you finish this drawing?" The AI generator finished it obviously before the person could finish it. Then they uploaded the artwork, going, "This is my original creation," before the actual artist could. And was like, "Well, no, mine was up. Mine was up first, so it's mine. So you're stealing my artwork." So that when the person finally posted it, they're like, "Hey, that's mine."
Some people are just fucking scumbags, right?
People.
It's not hard to respect artists. Like, just respect them in the work they do, and don't be a twat. Like we all need and benefit from having artists do stuff for us. Like, all of us here have probably had emojis drawn by artists and other things, and
that is something, and I'm going to say a sentence that's not often heard, particularly on podcasts. There's something Twitch does right. Is that
hang on, hot take alert.
Hot take alert is that you can put creditors on your emotes, so
your emote attribution.
Yeah, I think that's so good. You click you click the emote, go, this person made it. Like most of my current batch of emotes, I've had them done by a few people, but like Innocent Creations have done most of mine, and she draws it all herself and streams a lot of time drawing it herself, and I'm like, I just straight up say, "Hey, if you're interested, go see Innocent. She might be able to help you. It might not be the style you like, or it might be the style you like. Go check it out." And a lot of times she'll be like lurking in stream or whatever, and she's really receptive to all that sort of stuff. And then there's other artists where you just have no clue where these emotes came from, and you'll have zero chance to find them unless you could actually track them back, which is nice that Twitch has made it so you can click an emote and see the artist and go see him. It's just that's, like I said, you don't hear it very often, but I think that's something they've done right. Because a lot of people, and I've had it before, where you you're looking for a particular artist or an art style and you can't find it. Heaven forbid you ever tweet about it, because you just get bot central come and attack you. And you go to Fiverr and sites like that where you can buy an artist and you see their work and stuff like that. And some of that shit's probably AI driven these days, even, because it's just like you tell them what you want, and it might be very simple in your eyes, and then they just give you something else completely. It's like, what do you even? No, that's not right. And I've had some bad shit. Like, I've had some stuff where I've literally, sometimes I've just gone, you know what, close enough, and then just deleted everything and walked away from it, because I'm just like, this person doesn't get what I'm saying at all. And
and like, there's been a big issue with those graphic bots on Twitter, and even if they're not necessarily bots, they're people who are using, finding keywords and just being annoying. And I get so many that are just following me because like they see that I'm a streamer or whatever, and they follow you just waiting and for you to follow them back and see if they can send you a message. And it gets super annoying, that to the point where people who are genuinely looking for an artist or an emote will type it on like the Notes app, screenshot it, then post it so it can't be keyworded. And then sometimes it doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, they got screen readers on some of these bots as well, so they just see it still.
I've seen it so much.
I want to get that logo, my new logo, done for something coming up, and it's like I didn't want to do it on Twitter, so I was like, "Hey, TeamOCE, like, hello, can if not, like, I'll pay. It's fine. Like, I don't want to be spammed by bots. That's the only thing."
Yeah, Twitter's a cesspool for anything like that, unfortunately. Yeah, like I'm lucky enough, like my zombie, my Pickles is his name, this mascot of the channel. Like I've had the same artist for the whole time almost now. He's been my artist for 8 years. Really nice guy from Vietnam who just fucking nails it every single time. And like when I discovered him, I was looking for manga or character artists in general, and this guy was specialized he did fan art for Borderlands, and I'm like, oh, you're a gamer. You'll understand what I'm doing and what I'm looking for. So when I messaged him, I'm like, I want to do this and that, and he's like, yeah, easy. And I've gone to him since, and like, if I wanted art done for like my GTA RP characters, I go to him and say, this is my character. I send him some screenshots from GTA. He's like, yeah, easy, and just draws it.
He even went to him myself, and he's so on point every time, and he's very fast. So.
And then this motherfucker decides he wanted to get married and took fucking 6 months off, right? And I needed art done.
What an asshole.
And I'm like, oh my God. So I went to 3 different artists, one after another. They disappointed me in ways you would never imagine. And I was just like, this is so bad. I want him to come back. And then the second he came back, I sent him a message saying, man, this is what I'm after. How quick could you do it? I know you've been busy, whatever. He did it in an hour. He did it in 1 hour for me and sent it back to me. And he's just like, hey, man, done. Like, he didn't even tell me how long it was going to take. He just sent it back to me finished. I'm like, oh, you're a fucking legend. And he's cheap. Like, in the grand scheme of things, dirt cheap. Like I always end up paying him more. Like, I've got other friends who do really good art and stuff like that. And some of them are so busy. Like, I can't even ask them to do art because they just chock-a-block. And I just feel like saying, charge more. You don't charge enough for your art. You would be less busy, but you'd make more money because you're worth more, And like I won't name them because I don't want to. I know that they get a bit self-conscious.
Name the good ones, not the bad ones.
Well, it's not necessarily that they're bad or anything. It's just that like, I got some art done. It was fucking fantastic. He wanted to charge me $10. I'm like, $10.
Charge more.
I'm like, that's my quarter pounder meal costs more than that, and that was disappointing. I sent him $60, and he's like, "What's this?" And I said, "Well, it's $10 for art, and it's $50 for pizza." He's like, "Oh, okay."
I think maybe because I do my VRoid models and I make people VTuber models, and people tell me I'm too cheap, and I regularly get tipped more than I pay than I ask for because people feel bad.
Yeah, but if you were overworked to the point where you're turning away work, put your prices up. I think that's a general just rule: supply and demand. High demand, put your prices up a little bit. People will still be willing to pay if it's good, and you won't have to work as much for more money.
Mm-hmm.
It was something as well that I kind of got from PAX, like just a lot of people undervalue themselves in terms of content. Like even just asking brands for deals and things. Like it's really difficult to know your worth when, I've just been doing this, for 3 years, and I've got a decent following, but I'm just making shitty videos. Like it's like no, you're making good content that people enjoy.
Yeah.
You can get paid for that, It's not just ads.
You're right with that, because I remember that the panel we were in where they were talking about doing contra, which is, for those who don't know, contra is when you do a little bit of social work in exchange for a gift of a item that they make.
Yes.
So, like Eladi's,
and shit.
Yeah, Eladi's done contra for countless pairs of headphones, because they keep sending them to him.
Yeah.
But basically, people, because they were saying, if it's a product you really want, whatever, say yes to contra, but don't let them make you reach a bunch of deliverables just to get a free product. Basically know your worth, really.
Yeah. So I've got an example, right, where someone, they offered me, what was it? It was gamer supplements, like the drinks.
Oh, gamer subs, yeah.
No, it wasn't the brand gamer supplements. Like it was, I don't know. It was like G Fuel, but called something else. But I was looking at it, and there was none that I would actually drink. They were all high in sugar and look terrible and stuff like that. And not only they're like, we'll send you a starter kit but we can give you an affiliation code if you order from us. Like, I had all these fucking caveats that goes with it. And I was like, if you send me a sample kit, I will see if I like it, and then I'll do some socials for the gift, and then we can go from there. They're like, no, we require deliverables. I'm like, no, it's not happening.
That's not happening.
It's just no, because it's just, and I mean, for me, a lot of the time, it's just like a gut feeling where you go, no, this is dodgy. I'm going to step away from this. Like, if it was actually G Fuel that came to me, then I could approach other creators that already work with G Fuel and say, hey, what do you do with this case, and what's your deal? And they can sort of give me a bit of a sense test. But when it's like a completely random thing, it's kind of like, nah, I'm good. Like, for a great example, right at the moment, I got a message on my business email, and they're like, hey, you're interested in neon signs. I'm actually interested in neon signs.
Yes.
You have quite a few.
Yes.
So then I'm like, yes, I am actually interested in neon signs. What are you proposing? Is it like a social media thing, or do you want something streamed? Blah, blah, blah. They never got back to me. They never replied.
Oh.
I'm like, I said, yes, you motherfuckers.
I was just, so what I was kind of saying is, like, there are some people who they don't know their worth, so they excitedly just accept every single contra offer they can get or similar, and then they're kind of stuck doing more deliverables than they need to and what their time is valued.
Yeah, I certainly get.
Yeah.
We get.
You can only have so many keyboards or headsets or mice,
and you can only promote Raid Shadow Legends so many times. Like,
but it's also it's got to be brand friendly. Like, it's got to be within your brand. Like, like we were joking about HelloFresh. I know what HelloFresh is. Everyone knows what HelloFresh is. Mm-hmm. It's a great product. It's fine. But I personally would never fucking use it because I hate vegetables and fucking salads and shit. I'm a meat and potatoes man.
None of those meals would suit you.
None of those meals would suit me. Why am I going to spruik it? And it's like they're like, hey, we'll send you, I think it's like $150 worth of shit. And you sign up 3 people and then they'll pay you. Like, it's actual paid gig sort of thing. I'm like, yeah, but no one's going to believe me when I say, hey, look at this mushroom risotto. Everyone's going to go, you hate mushrooms. You're not eating that. What are you talking about?
What a poser.
What a poser. What a sellout. It's like, nah, it's got to make sense. And I think probably one thing that, again, I took it from PAX as well, is probably just like, I need to pick my brands that I want to associate with and say yes to, and work towards working with brands that I actually like and trust their products and like their products, versus taking whatever's on offer. Like, it's like, if, I don't know, I was going to say, what's a really shitty computer company? Like
Kochie's computers, come buy a PC off me.
Yeah, like if you offered me a free PC and you're like, yo, I made this PC myself, it's yours, you just got to sign people up or whatever. I'm like, I probably won't do that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, it's just got to fit. And I mean, Shelby's right. People say yes to everything. And you could see those people that are like, HelloFresh on Monday. It's Raid Shadow Legends on Tuesday. It's Udi on Wednesday. It's like,
half their tweets are ads, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, and
I get it.
This is a conversation that me and Shelby have had a lot lately. It's like, there's some people now that have gotten to the point where I don't know who they are. Like, they have no personality because they're basically a walking billboard. Because they've accepted so many deals, and they're selling out to every company they possibly can. It's like,
advertise here.jpg. Yeah.
It's like, I don't trust you anymore because I don't know who you are. Like, are you a decent person?
It makes it hard to connect with
They could be an AI. You just don't know.
Well, there's kind of like the next question, I guess, is what do you think of approaching brands yourself to see if they do partnerships?
100%. Don't do it.
What's the worst that can happen?
They can say is they ignore you.
Exactly.
You email them and go, you do the work prior. I know we've talked about this before in TeamOCE and stuff, but like, you just reach out to people.
Yep.
You set up a media kit.
Yep.
You put up your numbers. You tell them who you are and what you do. You have your brand, and you reach out to. You find some PR company or the PR email for, I don't know. I did it with the Audio Technica stuff. It was just a community thing. It was just, hey, join our community. And I was like, yeah, cool. Why not? I'm a tiny YouTuber. Fuck it. Why not? And they were like, yeah, come along. Oh, sweet. If they say no or they ignore me, then that's fine.
Exactly that. And
I see.
It's the and like I've been talking about this a lot lately with a few people that have got the same sort of questions, right? You need to not think that people care so much. Like, if you're someone who goes up to someone and says, hey, I love your brand. I've been very passionate about it. I'm a content creator. I do these things there. I'd love to do a piece about this product. Are you interested? I'll give you an example. All right. People like to pick on Udi because Udi, they do some scumbag practices, right?
Yes.
I don't want an Udi. It's fucking hot in Australia. Okay. I want
you can never wear one.
I want their giant sack, right? They have a huge, like, it's like a beanbag, but it's bigger. Like, it's the size of a double mattress beanbag. Huge thing. And I just messaged them. I emailed them. I got their PR email from, like, they did give me a hoodie ages ago. And I messaged them. I said, I don't want your fucking hoodies. I want this. I said, I will make content from it. I will stream from it. Anything. I don't see this product anywhere else. People don't know about this product. I saw it on your website. You should be selling this product. It's amazing. I could sell this for you. What do you say? They said, no fucking way.
And you're like, cool, that's
like,
it.
cool.
Like, you don't have to have a nervous breakdown because they said no. It's just like you reach out, the worst they can say no or fuck off, and then you go, well, okay, cool, bye.
Yeah, I pitched it and they just said, no, we don't promo that. I'm like, I'll even take a discount. I'll buy half of it. You know,
it was like a partnerships thing that I was thinking of emailing, but so I might try.
Just it's like, and this is
the best part is they can say no now, and then if you start to grow and whatever, they could then turn around and then offer you later, and then you just have to, the ball's in your court. Then you're like, oh well, they said no to me before. It's like, well, yeah, they're saying yes now.
There's also that amazing thing where you end up having a dialogue with someone, and it's like, well, shit, foot's in the door. You can't get rid of me now. And I'm going to keep asking questions. I'm going to keep hitting you up.
You know this face. You know this name.
That's it. Yeah. And it's like people get too caught up on, oh man, if I ask this person, they're going to think I'm an idiot, and they're going to think I'm an idiot forever. No, they don't care. All right, they get hundreds of thousands of emails all the time. It's not a big deal. Like your thing is, I suppose the part two of this is be ready to be a pitch. Don't get too caught up on the fact that you're trying to sell yourself, because you are trying to sell yourself, you know. So cringy it may be, but it's what you got to do. It's necessary. Also have like a backup ready, because if they say yes, you need to be ready to actually do something.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than
the worst part is they can say yes, right? And then you go, oh wait, I'm not actually ready to. They're like, yeah, okay, can you just give us your email, your address? We'll send over this microphone. You do this, and this, and you're like, oh wait, no, I'm kind of taking a break from streaming right now, and you know, it's like
approaching a brand, and they're like, I'll send you this Mac keyboard. It's like, fuck, I haven't got a Mac. What am I going to do? It's like, why'd you ask for it then, you idiot? You know, you have to have, like, I've had it before where I've approached them like, yo, can you send me send me like a media kit sort of thing, and I don't have a proper media kit. I'm like, oh yes, absolutely. You know, I'm like quickly whipping together something that looks like a media kit to send to them. Because a lot of the time it is very time sensitive. Like if you've got their attention, you need to use that opportunity to do something about it. And I've got friends who are like community managers, and they always say that they get these messages all the time, but they always like shoot for the moon sort of stuff. They're like, yo, give me a $10,000 computer. You know, I got a 13 kill streak in Modern Warfare, and I have 2 people that watch my stream. Send me a computer. It's like, no. Well, they don't even reply to them. They just ignore them.
Okay.
No, it just goes in spam. Yeah.
I'm inspired. I'll ask. I mean, what else can I do but put my hand up and say that I tried?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you know the best part, right, is that you'll if you email this company or whatever, right, you're ahead of literally everyone who is in that phase of I should, but I don't want to, or I'm hesitant, or should I? Yeah. You're instantly ahead of all these people. There was another panel that was like for freelancing, for articles. They're like, pitch us an article. Like, just pitch us something. Don't write the whole article. Just pitch us an article that you're passionate about writing, because you're not competing against 1,000 people. You're competing against the 5 people that send emails about.
There's this other 1,000 people that are just tagging them on Twitter and hope they get are noticed. And it's like, I mean, that might work if you're super famous or doing some crazy numbers. But unless you go and like tell them your intentions, they're not going to know what the fuck's going on. And you just got to be clear about it. Like, don't like I said, it could be cringy as fuck, but just go for it. Just own it. And like I said,
own the cringe. That's what we need.
A couple weeks later, they won't even think about you. You know,
because this is like a small company, right? And the benefit is it's a small business in Australia, and it's in the beauty industry. So I was like, okay, so I know they're trying to sell like nail products, but also other nail companies have been moving into the gaming space. So maybe they might be interested in that if I give them some information on these other campaigns that I've seen. So, I was just
your pitch has got to be, hey, this is your product. This is what I know about your product. This is what I can do for you. This is what I want in return. That's all.
Yeah.
Pretty straight up. If you spend too much time going, hey, look, I know the grand history of your product and what everyone else does with it. I mean, it's just boring. They're not going to get to your actual pitch.
I guess.
You're not writing a resume or a cover letter. You're not working for them. You're just looking for a deal.
Yeah. But I think the best advice is just, you just do it. It's really it. And
just do it. Get it done.
Thanks, Nike.
Just do it. Yeah, fuck it.
Hashtag
Nike
hashtag not
sponsorship.
sponsored. Yeah.
Imagine sneakerheads. Someone I was selling like some games and stuff that I'm just never going to play. I've finished them. They're just sitting on the shelf. I'm trying to get some money for before PAX for shit I don't need. And someone's like, yo, do you take swaps? I'm just out of curiosity. This is Facebook Marketplace for you. I'm like, just out of curiosity. I'm like, what do you got? He's like, I got these sneakers. I'm like, no. He's like, why did you say you take swaps if you're not going to take these sneakers? I'm like, I was just curious to see what you got. I have this glass
of air. Would you like to swap it with me?
Well, there was one that I saw on Reddit, and they were like, I'll send you this alarm clock. It's rare. It's like an Iron Man alarm clock. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm not gonna swap it. And then she's like, and then he's like, I'll sell it to you cheaper. I think it was a PS4 that they were selling. And she's like, why would I pay for it? You're already getting an alarm clock. And they just wouldn't let go of the alarm clock. And I'm just like, Facebook Marketplace is a fucking cesspool, and I hate it. It's the worst thing on the planet.
Entertaining.
Oh,
that's a content stream right there, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Like
so
if you did TikTok or something.
If everyone promises not to steal this, I have an idea for this, right? It's the exact thing.
Okay, go on.
Is posting like the most like the it's bait, basically. Posting bait on Facebook Marketplace just to see what people's responses are, and then just turning it into content.
So you could do a video that's like a speed run for how long it takes you to sell something and get somebody to pick it up.
Okay, because like I didn't need to sell this stuff. I was just like, oh, if I sell it and I get some extra cash, this would be nice. And because I was on holidays, I could spend time replying to messages. The amount of people that are like, I put the price and it says $50, and then they send me a message and they go, what's the price? And I go, $50. And would you take 20? I'm like, 60. And they're like, but it says 50. And I said, yeah, it says 50. So why you want 20? It's like, so you sell it for 20? I'm like, no, 60. He's like, but I want it to be 50. I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is, you can obviously read when I change the price higher, he could read, but he wants to pay less, but he also knows what the price is. It's like, who walks into a fucking any shop and they just go, it says 100. Will you take 20? It's like, no, fuck off.
People must do that.
I mean, they definitely do that, but like Facebook Marketplace, I mean, so I was thinking of just doing that as a content thing. I'll probably end up getting banned off Facebook essentially or something like that. But I was thinking of like selling things like a fake taxi or something like that on Facebook.
There's already content that's made about that. There's always content that's made about that. Okay, you can't make fake taxi stuff.
Oh, man.
That's a different website, my guy.
Oh, sorry, fake Uber.
Yeah, that's better.
You don't want to get cancelled. And anyway, but yeah, I thought that'd be funny. But I hate Facebook Marketplace so much. For so many reasons. I just had nothing but shitty experiences there. A great one was when I was moving house, I had to sell a TV, and it was a 42-inch TV that was 10 years old. There was nothing wrong with it. It was made by Philips. Philips don't even make TVs anymore. And I was just like, I don't care. I just need it gone because I'm not taking it to my tiny apartment, and I don't have anywhere to put it. I just want it gone. $20. I put it for $20, right? And this old man's like, he's like, yeah, I'll buy it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, first person who turns up, they're like, yeah, I'll buy it. So I carry it down, like my apartment's empty at this point, right? Everything's getting moved out. Carry it down all the stairs. We're on the 3rd level. And then they go, oh, can I see it working? And I'm like, so I'll see what I can figure out for you. I went and got an extension lead and I plugged it in the house and I ran it down all the flights of stairs and then I plugged it in. And then I turned it on. Like, look, it turns it on. Like I said, it works fine. And they're like, oh, can we see something playing on it? Have you got like a DVD player? I'm like, it's $20. It's $20 TV. It works. Mm-hmm. Do you want it or not? And they're like, no, I don't think I do. I'm like, fuck you. Took it back upstairs.
What a dick.
But then the second person comes, this old bloke comes in, and I carry it down for him. He's like, wow, that's a big TV. And I'm like, yeah. And it's been my TV for a long time. He goes, it works? Yeah, it works. He goes, oh, okay. Have you got the manual for it? I'm like, no, I don't have the manual for it. He's like, oh, I'll take it anyway. He gave me the $20, which I immediately turned into a kebab and ate it. So whatever.
Yep.
But then he messaged me the next day going, I'm still looking for the manual for your TV. Do you sure it doesn't come with it? So I Googled the TV, clicked the manual link, sent the link to him. He goes, oh, thank you. I'm like,
there should have been an extra $10 there,
I've never worked so hard for $20 in my life, honestly.
Yeah. I had like a similar issue selling a TV when I was moving here. So I had a TV back at my parents' place, which was a Kogan, which is a cheap brand, like in-house brand TV. Well, it's not a smart TV or anything. It cost me like $130. It was like bigger than my monitors, but it was, just a TV, whatever. I had it for playing Switch games. And I put it on Facebook Marketplace. I think I put it there for like $40. I'd only turned it on like 3 times. And I got stuffed around so badly. But when I finally did get somebody to come to my house to pick it up, and mind you, my listing had all the information. It had the link directly to where I bought it from. It had like the model number, everything, where it's not a smart TV. Anyway, so they rock up and I'm like, here's the TV. And they're like, is it a smart TV? Like, it's just a TV. Nowhere in the listing did it say smart TV. You didn't ask me if it was a smart TV, but it's definitely not. They're like, oh, I don't want it then. It had taken me like a week to get these people to pick it up. They had stuffed me around
Jesus.
so
People don't
much.
read. That simple.
So I got to a point where I was mad, so I lowered the price to like $10 and just had somebody come pick it up because I didn't want to deal with it anymore.
I
Like,
mean,
$10 in the hand. That's it.
sometimes it's just worth just throwing it out the street. It's like
yes,
I feel so bad because it's like, oh, this is perfectly good. I want to reduce waste. I want to give it to someone. Someone will, enjoy this thing. Take it, please. But then people just fucking screw you around. And
they do.
I had all this furniture and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want to throw it out. So I literally just put it free. And then people are like, hey, can you hang on to it for 3 weeks? I'm going to come pick it up. Like, no.
I hate that. So when the rest of my stuff, because I had like massive IKEA bookshelves, I had so much stuff. I had to really downsize to move into this house. So I ended up, because I couldn't be bothered selling it, I ended up dragging everything to the side of the road. And we lived in like a country area. So I had also a security camera pointed out the front of the house. So we were just watching everyone rocking up, taking it. People were getting into fights out the front. And I mean, like, I put out so much stuff. There was fighting happening. I even had a box of games that I left out the front as well. But everything was gone very quickly. And honestly, sometimes it's just worth just chucking it out there and not dealing with people.
First time I moved to Melbourne, the first time I moved when I was in Melbourne, I had to get rid of a washing machine. And I took the washing machine downstairs, put it on the curve. And then I'm like, oh shit, where's the fucking lead for it? The hose for it. Went upstairs, got the hose, came down, and was gone. I'm like,
yeah, washing machines. I was actually going to say the same thing.
God.
We did. Do you guys do? Does your I don't know Melbourne government whatever? Do they do a thing called curbside collection?
So they used to. Now they used to have a hard rubbish day, right? So everyone puts their stuff out on the same night, and the crows.
That's how we get rid of all our shit. Like
now we have to
consolidated our stuff.
Yeah, so now you get an allocated, like you get one curbside pickup a month or quarter or something like that. And then you ring them up and you book it in. Like you can book it in online and stuff. So it's no longer like the Friday when everyone puts stuff out or something. So there's not a designated day for scabs to go around and pick everything up. I had friends that moved to Melbourne. Their entire house was furnished from curbside pickup, and they used to bribe me because I worked in a hardware store. They're like, I've got this washing machine and it kind of leaks and stuff. Do you reckon you could fix it? There's some beer in it for you. I'm like, coming.
Free beer.
And
I like
it. They had it was the weirdest. Like, it was cool. Like they were in a really nice house, but then like their dining table was massive, and then they had like one floral chair, one velvet chair, one.
My old share house was like that. Some of my housemates were really into the curbside pickup. And I was too. I would just walk around for streets and streets and go.
Yeah, it's cool just driving past people's shit that they throw out and go, actually, that's probably usable. That's
it's probably bad
because
like
that in my cupboard. Yeah.
Whenever our curbside pickup is booked here, it's done for the whole building. So we get like a notice put up in the elevator of the building saying curbside pickup this day. Go pick up your stuff.
Very cool.
50 apartments worth of hard rubbish turns up on the curb in one window.
And I always want to just stand there and go through it and act like a scab, but not many good things have been left out lately. But also, it's been raining on all of it most of the time.
Yeah, that's the main problem. Is you throw it out and you're like, yeah, if I could have like a bus shelter there that could just cover some shit, people would be really keen to pick this stuff up. And now it's just.
Also, we live in a really small apartment, so anything I take inside is like a problem.
Yeah, that's the main thing. The only other thing I'd say is that like because I used to have hard rubbish days, and I used to go around with my friends and pick up stuff and whatever. Some of the neighborhoods that we lived in were so nice. Some of the shit they were throwing out was like, it was worth a lot. And we took home a computer once, and there wasn't much wrong with it. Like I think they took the hard drive out of it, but we put a new hard drive in it, installed Windows, and it worked. Played most games, played CS:GO and stuff. And I'm just like, this is just sitting on the curb.
Actually, that's a big brain idea. Actually, find the really expensive suburbs in like your area.
Yeah, there was
because in Queensland, right? Like we've got specific weeks. It's like this week is the curbside collection for blah blah suburb or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you could find all the rich suburbs and then get them and just actually go walk around all those areas because all the rich people are just like, oh, we don't need this entire fridge. Like it works perfectly fine, but we wanted a new one. So cool, free fridge.
I went and saw a comedian at during the comedy fest, and he's like, oh, you guys have curbside pickup? It's wild. It's like, it's amazing. I mean, I could finish my whole house out of it. And he's like, oh, no, I figured out if you go to the really nice suburbs, they have all sorts of shit they throw out. And he goes, I went down to Toorak, which is, very rich suburb here in Melbourne. And he's like, they had a full-on BMW just sitting out the front of the house. But it's like, oh god, I mean, he's not wrong, but Yeah, it's a shame that I think they stopped it for like having designated weeks because it was just getting ridiculous. The amount of people like fighting and shit over free stuff. But
just people also taking like if you leave a computer chair outside your house with wheels, I guarantee you a crackhead is going to be riding down the street at that on that at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
or a
pretty
group
much.
of teenagers. I remember doing that back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do. You're bored. You're like, all right, cool. You knew it was curbside collection week, so you just see what everyone else has grabbed and see what you can run down the street with. It'd be great.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of good old days, there's a very nostalgic thing that was happening this weekend, which a lot of people went wild for on social media when they announced this event was going on. But this event now is taking, it might be the next Fire Festival. I don't know if you.
Oh, again?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen what's been happening, but I'm sure if I remind you about this event that was announced. So this event, which is called the When We Were Young Festival.
Is this the emo festival?
This is the emo festival. This is the festival.
Oh yeah. So what happened with it? Because I remember all the hype about it.
Yeah, because it's got acts like My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Avril Lavigne, fucking you name it. Like it had so many acts, and everyone saw it on Twitter, and they're like, "Holy shit, this looks insane! There's no way this is real." Anyway, so it's gotten to today's the day. It's on. 1 hour before it was starting, they cancelled it.
The whole thing.
They cancelled today and probably tomorrow because it's windy.
But there was wind when I was young too.
I'm not even joking. That's windy.
That's kind of wild.
There's people
windy.
There's people at the event like lined up, and then they're like, "Oh, it's cancelled because it's windy," and they're like filming around. I'm like, "Where the fuck's the wind?" It's a dumpster fire, and it's going.
Sounds like some acts maybe didn't show up or something.
No, they said that the national forecast said that the winds may get to 60 miles per hour today, and it may be dangerous, so they've cancelled today. It's an event that goes for this weekend and next weekend, and so far they've cancelled the day one, which
holy shit! Looking at these bands,
right?
I am nostalgic hard. Yeah.
Yeah. This is why everyone's like, "Nah, too good to be true. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen." It's fucking. Oh man, it's got the Used, Dashboard Confessional, Jimmy Eat World, Boys Like Girls,
and not for these ticket prices either. Like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculously cheap to see all these guys.
Yeah.
Like one of these guys would cost this much. Like Blink 182's tickets are minimum like almost $300.
So people are losing their shit for a number of reasons. Obviously, they'll get refunded for the day. But as we know with like Crunchyroll, for example, there's other money that goes into going to these events, like flying and hotels and all that other shit. But yeah, so they've got potential. So they put out a statement saying estimated winds with a potential of hitting 60 miles per hour gusts under advisement of the National Weather Service and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. We have no other choice than to cancel today's When We Were Young festival. This for the safety of our fans, artists, and staff will be our top priority. It sounds so dodgy.
Guess we're gonna find out what happens next weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still got apparently like tomorrow still might happen, but
yeah, that's the thing. That's at the bottom. It's like Sunday's weather looks sunny without any wind advisories.
The amount of TikToks.
Apparently, additional days are good.
The amount of TikToks where people are just like at the venue and they're filming like trees not moving. They're like, "Where's the fucking wind? Where's the wind?" It's like, "Where's the wind?" But there's also like already thousands of people already lined up because it was only an hour before they went to open the gates. Did they cancel it?
Yeah, 5 stages as well. So you'd have to be able to see in to see if everything's actually set up and shit, right?
There was people filming from their hotel balconies, the whole venue, and like everything's set up and shit. It's just empty. There's no one there.
Ooh.
It's wild, and I'm all for it. I want to see how this unpacks because it's
check back to the podcast next week, and we'll tell you if it happened.
Also, the memes are spectacular. Just Firefest going all the way through it. But yeah, I don't know. I've been to a lot of festivals in my years. I used to be one of these festival heads that go to 6 festivals a year, or whatever. And some of them were absolutely like, this should not be happening. It's hurricane rain and shit like that. And people just rock through it. Who cares? 60 miles per hour fast.
Splendor, wasn't it? Like,
Splendor, yeah, Splendor was horrible. Yeah,
like
Splendor in the mud.
Out mud up to exactly. It's mud up to your knees and stuff. It still went for like most of it anyway. Like,
is 60 miles per hour fast? It's like 100 kilometers.
Yeah, I think that's the ratio of it. Yeah, miles to kilometers.
Is that a lot of wind?
1.6.
Is that actually a lot of wind? I don't know if that's a lot of wind.
I don't know.
I don't know how to measure things.
It seems like they're like, might be a slight breeze. We better cancel it. I don't know. The whole thing just seems so.
Apparently, 100-kilometer winds is storm or violent storm. It is very rarely experienced and can create widespread damage. That's from 103
All right,
to 117
so what happens?
kilometers.
All right, so
that's the step below a hurricane.
Okay, that's fair then. That's fair. But all
that's fair.
But what happens if someone sits at the venue for the entire day and no wind happens?
Yep.
And people will be mad.
But what's the recourse there? They can't do anything about it.
No.
Imagine you some people I spent $4,000 on flights and accommodation, and now there's no show. Would they're never getting that money back. Like people talk about Crunchyroll and stuff like that. They're like, oh, I'm gonna. I spent so much money on flights and stuff like that. They're gonna have to pay me back. They never pay you back. They never made an official statement other than you get your ticket refunded. That's it.
That's all they're responsible for. At the end of the day.
Yeah. So this will be interesting. This could be Firefest.
Good.
And there's a lot of just looking at they've got their timetables and stuff up. There's a lot of shows that we're playing on day one that not going to be playing now. But like I said, it's a story developing, so we'll keep an eye on it, see how that goes. But will
it join the ranks of Dashcon Fire Festival and Crunchyroll Festival?
I guess TwitchCon based on last week's.
Yeah.
Stupid foam pit. Bloody the foam pit, man, it's crazy. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that for a sec because I saw that. I've watched too many videos now. That's all my TikTok is. It's going to show me. The algorithm has got me. But yeah, wild.
I don't even know what my algorithm's showing me at the moment. I think it's a lot of boobs. I think we've gone that way.
Something else I did want to just bring up. I didn't put it in the topics channel because I've been keeping this little thing up my sleeve because I've just been enjoying it for myself. A little bit of delicious tea for myself, right?
Always good.
Yeah, tea, and you're not sharing?
Secret tea.
Secret tea, because I wanted to keep it so no one else steals it from my topic.
No secret tea.
But basically, someone tweeted, ladies, what is the wildest lie a man has ever told you? And the comments on it, delicious. So good. So good. So good. This one here is a great one. So he lied about being in his 20s when he was actually 35. I was only 20. His 8-year-old was actually 16. He told me his baby mama lived out of state, but they lived together, and she was also pregnant. I found out the day before Valentine's Day in 2019 because she called me from 5 different numbers. What a web!
Wow.
I've been lied to sort of in a bad way. So I was interested in a guy and he was interested in me, and it was getting into a serious flirtationship. Turns out he had a child and was older than I thought he was. And I found out, and then found birth announcements and everything like that backed up that he was lying to me. By I think it was another 5 years.
Did he give you a juicy lie about it? Because this is where this gets interesting, right? So
was that he's single? He'd never been in a relationship. He's never had kids. He doesn't want kids.
Let me give you another example here. It caught him stood behind another girl with his arms wrapped around her waist in the middle of a festival crowd. When I asked him, he said he was helping her stand up because she had MS.
You're right.
Oh, no worries then. Perfect.
This one here told me he was adopting a baby because he didn't want to have a baby I obviously didn't believe him and didn't think he was serious. Only to find out that he was married for almost 3 years and his wife had given birth to that child. So he was saying he was adopting a baby, but really his wife was having a baby.
Oh my God.
It just keeps going. There's so many.
I had
my leg told me he had multiple personality disorder. So when I'm caught him flirting with the other people, he said it was one of his other personalities and not him.
That's ridiculous.
Caught my ex in the room with another girl. When he told me my eyes were deceiving me. Who would you believe, me or your imagination?
Oh my God. Twitter's wild.
Oh man, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. There was one there where it's someone found him found her boyfriend on Tinder, and then she downloaded Tinder, found him on Tinder, and he's like, "Oh yeah, your phone's glitching." And then she's like, "But my friend saw you on there as well." She's like, "Her phone's glitching too." And then when she took his phone and saw the app on there, he's like, "My phone's glitching as well."
Like standing in an elevator with one other person fighting and then saying it was the other person.
I had a guy who I was in a long-term relationship with, the longest one actually I had. This is me being stupid, I guess, and young. He picked up a phone like while we were on a date and answered it and was talking to somebody and trying to calm someone down. And then he told me that that person was just a friend, and even though he'd answered the phone on a date, like something quite serious, turns out he was like had this girl that he was kind of cheating on me with, who just was pissed off that he was on a date, and that's why she was calling, and they were like having a problem. And I believed
You
him.
were
I
the
was like, you're just
situation.
you're just helping a friend, you know. I understand. Your friend's having a meltdown. They were not friends. So
This says, okay, I came to his place and someone else was flushing the toilet in the bathroom while he was changing the sheets that had wet stains on them. He told me he had peed on his bed and that he had just brought a dog who learned how to use the toilet like a person.
Oh my god.
That dog was his fiance. Imagine being like, yo, that flushing? Yeah, that's the dog. It just knows how to use the toilet. It goes on forever. I spent like an hour reading all through these the other day.
Told me he couldn't hang out because he was babysitting his nieces and nephews and his sister was running late to pick them up. The gag is he was actually just babysitting his own kids. Yeah, right.
So many. And then like some of them have like so many replies to them as well, with people like, oh my God, you know.
Or people being like, that happened to me. Like it's like, how many of you this terrible thing happened to?
When I found out he was on a dating app, he told me he wasn't cheating on me. He was just looking for a new best friend.
Just for friends. Just friendsies.
He posted a video of himself licking another woman's boobs at the club and said it was his twin.
Oh, man. What the hell is this? So told me that in 2020, he broke his jaw in a car accident and won $30,000 settlement from the accident. I found out it was his old roommate that beat him up and broke his jaw.
Fuck.
What the hell? Why?
He told me that he was flirting and writing paragraph-long good morning text messages to someone because the girl had low self-esteem. Radio.
Oh my God, there's so many. Anyway, it's the juicy thread. I was gonna ask what was like the best lies that you've ever heard told around you, but Shelby's already just taken it upon herself to again highlight the miserable individuals that you've tried to date in the past.
Yeah, I have a lot of miserable individuals I've tried to date. What about Kochie? Kochie, you had any stories?
Nah, I'm amazing. I'm just a constant source. I'm the source of disappointment. No, I don't have any weird and wonderful stories. Things have been normal.
I think the only time
boring,
that
I think is probably the better way to describe it.
I think the time I've ever had to like try to make up a lie is like work related. Like I've had it before when I've called in sick, but I actually went out to the pub and stuff like that. And then like as I was coming out of the pub, someone from work saw me and I'm like, oh
fuck.
I don't know, I had to bribe them to keep them quiet. Shit. I've had that done twice. So there was once where when I was young and dumb, and I was the night before Stocktake was my indoor cricket team's grand final, and we didn't win. We never won any games, but we celebrated like we won. And we went to the bar, and it just got a little bit too out of control and everything else. And I remember I had to be up early, like super early, to go to the Stocktake. So I slept in my office at the time because it was in town. This is back where I was growing up. Slept there for like an hour maybe, and then came out at 5 a.m. Walked back to the bar where my car was parked. And as I was getting into it, my boss drove past, and like he was on the way to work, like I was on the way to work, but I was coming from the bar. He was coming from home. And as soon as I got there, I was like, it was only like a 100-meter drive or something to work. I was so tired and just felt like shit and hungover and awful. And as soon as I got there and walked in, he's like, I'm going to get you to count bolts today. And I'm like, why? He's like, no reason. Fuck. But yeah, you know, it's, I don't know. I like some of these, like we laugh at a lot of these things, but I'm sure there's people that believe some of these lies and go on wondering.
For every lie, there's somebody gullible enough out there to believe it.
Some of these, though, surely not.
That's a rule.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was one retweet from that thread that completely went over people's heads as well, which is after I divorced him, he dressed up as an elderly woman and got me to hire him as his nanny, as their nanny, so they could spend more time with our kids.
Oh
and
my
it was
god.
like all
This
these
is
responses,
Outfire.
and yeah, exactly, yeah. But all these people were like,
Well,
the
they
whole
believed it.
time, what? And totally believed it wasn't like an actual thing.
Look, I don't want to say they should remake Mrs. Doubtfire, but maybe people should watch it again.
Oh yeah,
It's yeah, there's definitely a generation that missed that completely. But yeah, it's been my entertainment for the last week. Is just reading the tweets and those sort of tweets where it's just so many great. Like I almost think about like GTA RP inspiration. I'm like, these are great stories. Just tell people in general and see if they're gullible enough to believe. Because this is definitely something there that I just never thought of. Wild, but yeah. So
Inspiration
for
I
stupidity.
can't imagine. Like, I'm just thinking of that from the perspective of that person's Twitter account that
That's
actually
all they
tweeted
got
that.
now. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
now their
like
account.
that's it. Like I was just scrolling through and I was like, they've got like nothing else. It's just like it's the same with like I guess most social media stuff with click-through rates and stuff. It's like this one has what, like 22,000 likes and 12,000 quote tweets. Like your phone would just be like,
That's all they're known for now. That's it.
and that's it. Yep.
That's all they're famous for. That's fucking yeah. But there's a few people like that you see. They're like, oh, I struck gold. Making a joke about something like that. Like I had a friend of mine he's not a content creator or anything like that. He just is on social media to talk shit, whatever. And he made a joke about Russell Crowe, and then Russell Crowe replied, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
Oh no, I got caught.
So he's got like 7 followers or something like that, and he's got one tweet that has like 1,000 likes and stuff like that because Russell Crowe replied to it, and it is making some joke about how Russell Crowe's in South Park. Like,
it can work though as well. Like I remember there's a YouTuber I follow who made a compilation of someone of like the Misfits Cruise clips, right?
Oh yeah.
He made a compilation, like a 30-minute compilation. That was his first video on YouTube. Completely blew the fuck up, and now he's on like 2 million subs on
Holy
YouTube.
Shit.
And he's obviously kept making videos after that with his own content, but like he started just with that compilation, and people liked it so much that he completely made a success of it.
Yeah, it's always interesting with that sort of stuff where you have one video that might blow up, or you do something on TikTok and you go, oh, well, that struck gold. Should I do more? Or it's like where do you go from that? What's your next move, kind of thing?
It's that fear of success type deal, I guess, as well. You do things and then you agonize over the fact of do I make that exact content, or do I keep making my own content and maybe there'll be a couple more eyes on it?
Yeah, I mean, a great example is the previous podcast that I was on. With like we had a bit more. It was a bit more of an organic sort of formula to it, and we used to get drunk doing it, right? And it was okay. Like it was going okay. We only did like I think it was like every second week, but then we did one episode and it just went crazy. Like 100,000 listens. It was top 10 on the Apple iTunes charts, and was just going crazier because it was so high up. And then from there, we could never do it the same again because it was just like, fuck, what if we're not the same, or we need to do it more like this, or we just overthought it basically, and it killed it. We did one more episode, it did it okay again, and then the one after that we posted it, decided we didn't like it, and we cancelled it, and ended up cancelling the podcast. And then it was just a whole thing of just like, I don't know, you become self-conscious of it because that now that so many people are watching, it's like, what the fuck do I do? And we were talking, the thing that got us, I don't want to say famous, but got us viral, was talking about Henry Cavill's Mo. That was just something about that just hit the algorithm right, I guess, and went crazy. It's like mustache. And then I think only recently we watched that Mission Impossible movie again. I said, Shelby said, that's the mustache.
Cavill can reload his arms.
He can reload his arms. Fucking oath,
I love
he can.
him. I talked about how hot he was for like 20 minutes, and that podcast didn't blow up. So I guess it's not Henry Cavill that does the trick.
How good is that scene though when he reloads his arms? Like that whole scene.
So good.
So good.
Very attractive.
Totally bringing it back to, you're coming full circle here, but they tapped the writer for that movie to do Man of Steel 2. So maybe Superman will reload his arms.
Hopefully.
I mean, I'm here for it. I don't know about you guys, but
I'm here for it. I'll watch it.
It's kind of wild. There was a couple things I wanted to just
I was going to say, speaking of attractive, do you want to see the figurines?
Oh, yeah. We should talk about the figurines.
Why don't you tell us how you found this and what happened?
Tell us about these sites you've got.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, so you would think that, Twitter being a wonderful place that it is, and you see lots of different content creators and people tweet.
I mean, we just went through the cesspool of lying people.
We just went through the cesspool. Great content, right? I see a random retweet from someone I followed for years, and it was just interesting, and then like a big O face. And I look at it, I'm like, that's a really high quality figurine. Like they've got like these play art ones that people come out with, and they're like $700 or whatever, and they're really really highly detailed. I'm like, this figurine is really cool, like super high detailed, really lifelike. And I go through the pictures, and I realize it's almost human size. I'm like, okay, I've never seen this character before, but apparently it's some lady from Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Can you get like a big life-size figurine? Maybe this is just like a super expensive figurine that you can put in your house. And it's like, 10 grand or whatever.
It was very lifelike, huh?
It is very lifelike, almost to a point where it has everything that you would expect from a lifelike model. And then I click on the Twitter account, and it's a sex doll shop for video game characters.
It's something that like I don't know where to start with this, but I'm just gonna put all these words out there, and you guys can put it into make sense. The character's name is Mama from Death Stranding, who is a very interesting character. But also Death Stranding, all their characters are actors, who are completely mocap and play the role. So it's actually, I think the actress is Margaret Qualley, who was in many big films, including Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. One of the recent
and now the sex doll looks like her face. So like,
now she's a sex doll.
I don't think they have authorization.
I don't think they have authorization. Yeah.
Imagine opening up Twitter and someone's made you a sex doll. Actually, I have a story about this.
Do you want to talk about other sex dolls first, or transition already?
No, let's look at what other sex dolls do they have.
Yeah. Let's talk about other things.
Yeah, so I was scrolling through, because again, I was in the wholesome mindset of like, that's just a really cool figurine.
Oh, she's so wholesome. What a wholesome guy.
I'm really not. It was just this area, because I have, obviously this is audio podcast, but I have lots of figurines and plushies and everything in my background. At home, so I was like, oh, that'd be a really cool figurine, and you see all them at PAX and things, the anime ones and the big boobas and stuff. And
we're the same. Our entire apartment's like that.
Yeah, right. So you've got those, and I was scrolling through, and you've got like Tifa and Aerith and Yuna and Ciri, and I kept scrolling down. I was like, this is getting okay. Yep, it's very interesting. And then there's Lara Croft, and yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's like full real dolls.
Oh my god.
Which is all.
I have the website.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at them now, and oh my god.
Yay, we love sex dolls show.
And then it gets really bad down to like Ellie and from Last of Us, and I'm like, oh no, no, oh no.
Oh my god.
But yeah, apparently it's like a subset of real dolls that are gamified. Outside of like, they've got a full site with like full dolls and everything like that, but now they've launched like a gaming section for all these
can't find like the gaming section.
Oh my god. Sorry.
And they're in like the top selling product. Yeah, it's like full
I'm straight up looking at porn right now.
Yeah, you are looking at plastic porn right now.
Yeah, the Tifa one just looked like a figurine. Like
the eyes on the Tifa one look weird.
There's ones
I
with
don't like it.
There's some League of Legends ones there.
Different gags and stuff.
Oh my god.
And anyway, that was a Reddit, and it all just came from some random retweet just going, oh, interesting. And then the subtweet from that, or the reply to themselves was, oh, it's a sex doll. And I was like, oh, I gotta look at this shit.
Oh my god.
It's yeah.
And this is in our browsing history now.
Yeah. Oh, I should delete that.
There's a lot of Final Fantasy ones. It's just
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them are really like decent, and then some of them are basically crossed. What the fuck is that one doing? Oh my god. That poor Tifa's all tied up with a gag.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Holy shit. You know what?
Yep.
What we need to do is for the next one, because the next episode is technically our 69th episode, is we just keep this up our sleeve, invite a guest on, and then just show them this without any context. Oh my god, do you reckon I'll sponsor the podcast?
You're not getting a life-size sex doll in this house. It's not room enough for 3 people.
Low-key, I just want to see them.
Yeah, sure. You just want to see
them. That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
Some of these pictures look like they're, photoshopped. Maybe, I don't know. It's such a.
That's what it means. That's why I looked at the photos originally. I just thought it was a really good model.
Yo, 15% off.
It is. Yeah.
It's that uncanny valley again. Like
it really is. And then you realize that
some of them have nailed it, and then sometimes their eyes are like just a little bit weird, and that kind of gives it away. But some of them look insane. Hang on. Oh my god, there's reviews, guys. There's reviews.
Oh no, this review. Oh no.
At first, I wasn't interested in Tifa doll. I just thought the head was okay, but after seeing the release of the 167 centimeter body,
That's what I mean. They're massive. They're actual life size. The weirdest shit.
I want to see the whole review. Why is it cut off? This one only gave it 4 stars.
I want to know what the problem was with his sex doll.
I'm trying to click.
Oh, there's a tab for reviews.
Holy shit! This sex doll was $1,700. Still cheaper than a graphics card.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
my
a meme
God.
you got to make. It's like a 4090 or a sex doll.
This comes full size and not full size. Why would you want, like, you know what?
Well, I was in the.
Oh my God, interchangeable heads with different hairstyles.
Oh my God, yeah. There's one that's like the Tifa doll, and then it's the mini doll. Oh no.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, you can get what's the name of the huge woman in Resident Evil?
Lady Demetrius.
You can get her as a doll. Oh, she's in there as well. She's only 170 centimeters though. That's not.
No, she needs to be taller. That's not realistic enough.
You want her to be like 3 meters.
Yep.
No.
Well, I've had enough looking at this website. I know too much now.
We've got a sale on, guys. What is?
What? Oh man, I have so many questions. I have so many questions about this sort of stuff. It's like, what's the?
Oh, they do boys as well. There you go. It's not just.
Yeah,
women.
no, there's boys.
Yeah.
This is 4-star. Here we go. My first doll was a life size, and this was the second babe I've owned. Ugh. When she came along, I thought I had to have her. She looks life size, no different, and has a very delicate face. The sexual experience she gave me felt amazing, although at first I would be unconsciously careful and afraid of hurting her. The best part is that she's easy to store. Usually, I have her laying under my bed.
That's just someone's over at your house and they drop something in the bedroom. They bend over and look under the bed, and there's just this face staring back at you.
Actually, I now have a question that ties back to Curbside Collection. How do you get rid of a used one? Do you put it up on Facebook Marketplace?
All right, this is tying into my content idea where I'm gonna try and sell a sex doll on Facebook Marketplace, used once, still as new.
How do they dispose of them? That's actually a good question.
That's good. Yeah,
maybe they send them back to the companies to dispose of. I don't know.
They bury it in their backyard.
You can recycle the plastic. Yeah. They melt them down, remake them up. It's recyclable, guys. We're giving back to the world.
This one says I've been with her for months. Everything goes well. I love her tits and her butt. Oh my God! Some of them have posted photos of, and it's
that's what I mean. I was looking at the reviews there, and I was like,
that one looks like a Barbie.
It's not just Photoshop. Like, it is actually. That looks like a real person.
Yeah, some of them they fully dress them up and stuff, and I guess it does look that way. Ooh, this is the guy one. Okay, you're right. It is the first male doll I purchased. It seems most buyers are male, and I'm a female over 60. It helps me. It helps me timely and efficiently with all questions. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I definitely recommend it when looking to purchase a doll. So far, it works so well, and I really love him as a replacement male mate. He will be by my side until my last day comes.
Wow.
So there's another question for you. What do you do? Like, you go, Nana's passed away, and you got to do something with this sex doll. Take it to the op shop, or? Oh my God. Oh my God. This one's crazy. The picture.
I just feel nothing towards this at all. It's just so the
picture. They've dressed it up and it looks. Hang on, I'll put it in the fucking. Someone will see the topic chat.
Is that the one in the full cosplay?
This is the League of Legends one. I forget what the character's called, but it's just fucking wild. It's like a cosplay.
Yeah.
It looks so real when I look at her and I ask if I could get the same clothes as in the picture.
Yep.
God. Oh my God.
Oh, there you go. 3-star review. Didn't give it 5 stars due to 2 issues. One is the eye's not as good as the pictures, and the other is that the doll has serious hair loss.
Oh my God.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to point out that it's almost all 5 stars, but also if you've spent thousands of dollars on it, then holy shit. And these are all reviews from this year, so it's like. Ooh.
Yeah, but that was something I didn't expect to find today on
this
Twitter.
Is definitely not something I thought I'd be looking at today.
No.
I'm just going to close that down. That's crazy.
How does that tie into your story that you had, though?
Oh, man. It sounds wrong, and it sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm not.
we just talked about gamified sex dolls for the last 20 minutes. What do you? It's always wrong.
I've mentioned it a couple of times. I don't know if we've talked about it in the podcast much, but I definitely have. I have a multiple of stalkers, and I have one in particular who used to come into my work all the time, and basically he used to come into work and return stuff all the time. And then one day I told him to fuck off and stop buying shit if he's just going to keep returning it because it's a waste of everyone's time. Apparently that unlocked a kink for him because after that he just would not leave me alone.
Oh, he wanted you to yell at him.
He just used to come in all the time and he'd just say creepy shit and I'd tell him to fuck off. And like one day he called me his treasure. He said, "Oh, my treasure." I said, "Don't ever fucking say that to me, right? Or we'll ban you from the store." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you know." And I remember once I was starting to grow out a beard just for the sake of growing out a beard. He's like, "Oh, I like my men hairy."
But then you shaved? You
Shaved immediately, everything. All over, entire body. I was I was ready for the Olympic swim team. I was that bloody bold.
Joke's on you. It was reverse psychology and he likes his guys with no hair.
No, he definitely likes his men. Anyway, so I went away from working the shop floor stuff and I was more in a management position, so I could just tell someone else to deal with him. I didn't have to deal with him. But he'd still ask about me every day. And sometimes he'd ask how I smelt. Like people, like he would ask like random people on the front register. It'd be like, "Yo, you know, where is he today? You know, could you tell me what he smells like?" And stuff like that. And like it would weird them out. And I just like, yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. Just ignore him, you know. And it was me and this other manager had this running joke because he's like an oversharer as well. And we know that he worked at an ice cream shop. So we always used to joke that if I ever go missing, they'll find me in a freezer at a fucking Cold Rock or something like that. And being kidnapped by my stalker. Every time
Ben and Jerry's and zombies. Yeah.
So anyway, once he came in, there's first of all, he kept coming in the store, kept asking where I was. I never served him, never talked to him. Every now and then he'd maybe see me and then he'd be like, "Oh, I thought you'd, left or whatever." And I said, No, I'm still here. Just I don't serve customers anymore, leave me alone. And he once he was asking like a lot while I was no longer, I was upstairs essentially in the office. And I just kept telling him to tell him that I'm dead. That I died. And eventually he said that he had to move to the other side of Melbourne, like so far away, and we'll probably never see him again. I'm like, oh, my heart breaks. He still comes in to this day. He drives that far to hope to see me. I barely go into the office, so he would never see me. Anyway, there was one day where he came in and he was doing some stupid project. And then he asked if he was making a life-size doll, what product should he make it out of? And it should be like a silicone.
Oh, no.
This was
My God.
It was around about the same time that he asked what I smelled like.
So,
no.
What hair attaches to silicone?
Yes, there might be a life-size doll made out of roof and gutter silicone with my face taped on it in a ice cream seller's basement somewhere. Not a joke. Just so there you go. Not my only stalker. Not my only stalker.
After you shaved your beard off, he probably went through the trash, got your beard clippings, and added it to the doll.
He would definitely be that kind of person. Yeah, he'd definitely be that kind of person. Like people like, oh well, it's really creepy, stuff like that. I mean, yes, it is creepy, but it's also like it was like just a weird child coming into the store. Like he was not threatening or anything like that in any way. He's a harmless kind of guy. I was just like, he's just a creep. Just give him nothing and just tell him to go away. It's not, I never felt threatened or anything like that. Yeah, but it was. When they said, because I wasn't there, they just approached one of the staff members and basically insinuated, how do I make a life-size me out of silicone? So if you find my doll on one of these Twitter posts, I think I know who did it.
I've got the guy.
I think I know the guy. He makes them in his ice cream shop. Yeah, it's weird. Every time it's like we ever talk about that guy, it's like, I feel like it's like it's a joke or something, like it's made up. But it's real. Like this person is real. He does this real thing. And I don't want to. I hope he never listens to this podcast because he might realize that we know too much. He once replied about how gorgeous I am. Like he left a Google review on our store about how he likes me. Basically, thinks that I'm beautiful and all this.
Really
stuff.
Good service.
The guy who reposted pictures of you taken from. The
no,
blog,
that's a different.
That's a different guy.
That's a different stalker. That's my other stalker. I got a couple. Anyway,
makes me feel for because there's a lot of weirdos around the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for our kind of area of gaming and internet culture and stuff, it makes me really like worried for people who do work those retail type shops for those ones, like your EBs and your things like that as well?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
That must happen.
Well,
the creepy tile, that's so freaking often.
The worst thing about
maybe not to that level.
When I was on the block, for example, where Mother Stalker came from, was that they had a show that was essentially getting filmed at the time, and they not only put my name and where I work and my face on national TV. It's like if anyone wants to find me, that's where I am. There's no hiding that. So, but like we're trying to promote the store and stuff, so it's just part of it. But unfortunately, fortunately, no one came in and stabbed me. Anyway, what I was going to say with this other guy is because he left a Google review, and we obviously knew exactly who it was based on what it was written. We could see what other places he had reviewed and what he'd said.
Oh no!
He reviewed a lot of massage parlors.
Oh. Yep.
How dare they want to charge extra for him to touch his bits? That's 1 star out of 5.
Jesus Christ.
This place here advertised extras, but no extras were provided. But it's his full legal name on his Google account, and it's got all the anyone can just look him up and see what kind of perverted creep he is, like we did. And it was mortifying to see the shit that he was putting on the internet. And anyway, it helps me because I know exactly who he is and I can keep an eye on it. So if I ever see that name or person turn up anywhere, I can fucking run for the hills. But yeah, you're right. It's scary from a perspective of I can handle it fine. I'm a big boy, but
yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I'm a bear apparently.
Yeah.
It's a little bit concerning for other people that put themselves out there, and you hear about a lot with bigger female streamers in particular that have stalkers and weird laws that stop them from being able to do anything about stalkers and stuff. But I mean, they're like I said, in this case, it was just people over-complimenting me, which is weird straight away. But in other cases, it's like, yo, I'm going to kill your dog or something like that. It's like, yeah, that's not okay. It's
not cool, fam.
Not cool, but there you go. But yeah, the other stalker, without going into super detail, but basically, I was when I was a manager and I had to hire staff for the store and stuff like that. We had one staff member. He's like, I couldn't find your store, and I Googled it, and I found something I think I should tell you about. This was a guy that doesn't know us, right? He's coming in for a job interview. Our internet for our store, our internet presence was so bad. When you Googled our store, it went to this guy's fan page of me, listing me from that store, and it was a harmless picture of me that he's just taken from the block or whatever from TV.
It was like an account on a picture sharing site.
Yeah, but it was also the #1 hit for if anyone ever Googled the store. And in the next picture, he's in a bathtub, and the next picture, he's on a bed with roses and no clothes. And
that's the #1 search ranking.
That was if anyone was searching the store to come find it, they'd find a picture of me from this big gay guy's fan page of me.
That's your claim to fame.
That was. I'm like, I said to the boss, I said, we really need to spend some money on our internet presence and SEO because this is not what we.
So guys, have you heard of SEO? I heard it's really good for building a brand.
Yeah, they had not heard of SEO, but we did. We went through a very large learning curve. Turns out that our corporate side of things, they have a really very deep embedded web team that can just make shit disappear. So they just made it sort of disappear, which was nice. But oh man, what a way! What an opener for a job interview. It's like, hey, yeah, I saw your fan page.
At least you can tell that candidate was doing research, was being thorough about what he wanted.
I hired him. Yeah, I hired him.
Good, yeah.
He's a good, nice. Yeah.
He's a good kid. He went on to do. I think he ended up quitting and he opened his own furniture business in the end. Yeah,
Good on him.
I had this great run of I picked up some great candidates, but when you hire someone, you go, this guy is too smart for us. He won't be here long. It's like,
yes. I have that a few times.
Yeah, we had a kid once, and I hired him, and this guy came in. He's like, "Oh, I'm after a pipe joiner. It needs to be this size by 38 degrees or something like that." And then he's like, "You won't find it." He's like, "But I can print one for you at home if you want." He just went home and 3D printed it for him. He had a full CNC machine that was the size of his garage. He could fully print up to 2 meters out of metal.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He he just aced all these robotic stuff, and he got into drone photography was what he was the last thing he was doing when I spoke to him last. He opened up his own business, and he got he had to get investments of $150,000 or something for some robotics business he was doing, and he got $500,000 in investors immediately. Kid was 19.
Oh.
Doing better than me at 28.
Yeah. So he went on.
Yeah.
He went on and like became CEO of his own little startup, and like he still worked every now and then. Crazily enough, and like I'm like I got along with him really well, and I just kept saying to him, I said, "Mate, you're wasting your time here." He's like, "No, I like it here."
Get out of here! You're too good for us.
Yeah, basically.
Your money's no good here.
Yeah, I was just like, fucking, this kid is just too smart.
Too really fucking shows smart. How you can get a job from those weird interactions. Was I telling you guys at PAX? Was that guy at my old work that he got hired because he ran one of the top rating guilds?
No.
On the server.
Yeah, I remember that. You told me.
Yeah, I was talking to Shelby about it, but yeah. So he, on his hobbies, like an interest section of his resume, he mentioned that he was a raid leader in World of Warcraft for one of the top guilds on his server for progression raiding. And the management that was hiring him, basically, that was one of the contributing factors that actually got him there into a management position because of that.
That's crazy.
Because they were like, well, you obviously know how to manage people, and it was only because that they also had experience, they knew of it. Because if you're at that level, you've got to manage people and understand and do research and organize timings for stuff like that. Like
based from our experience from like just doing New World, organizing 50 people for a war and stuff like that.
Spreadsheets.
If someone put that down on a resume, I would be impressed. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like that takes freaking work, and you're not getting paid for it. It's literally just for the hobby of the game or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a game. So you get absolutely nothing out of it. It's just a game.
But that guy got a job, and I was like, oh, that is awesome.
That is awesome. And I'm mindful of time, so we've got to wrap things up shortly. But I remember once, but sort of roughly before I got into like the management position, but I was still sort of helping out, whatever. We're going through job interviews, and someone there was, I think, like 25 or 26 years old, and the only job that they ever had or they listed was Twitch. So they were a Twitch streamer, and they said that they've had 3 years or something like that working at Twitch is the way they worded it, as a content creator, all this sort of stuff. My boss had no idea what any of that meant at all.
Yep.
He was like, cool, sounds good.
No, he just said, I don't know what that is, and then just tossed it aside.
Oh, okay.
I then said to him, I said, no, Twitch is it's like YouTube and stuff like that. So he's basically working freelance. It's basking essentially. And I won't name I won't name the streamer, but then I said, oh, you can go like this is his name there. So I assume that's going to be his username probably on Twitch. And then like I opened up his Twitch stream, and he was streaming it live at the time. And oh my god, it was not a good look.
Yeah. That was the next question I had. I was like, was it good content?
He was playing
professional.
He was playing RimWorld, and he was swearing his tits off about something while vaping, and his room was like half full of smoke, and he looked like a homeless kid basically. Which I think he had like 30 viewers or something like that. He might have even been partnered. I don't even remember exactly how bad it was, but it just like we watched 1 minute maybe, and we're just like, holy shit! And my boss like, hard pass.
Yeah,
sort of related, but like one of my greatest like accomplishments for me is that when I was applying for my new job and I got hired shortly after, the manager who was in charge of like hiring people and checking on them goes, I know you mentioned that you do like content stuff on your resume like as part of your interests. He's like, I couldn't find you anywhere. He's like, I couldn't find you on Facebook, on Twitter. I couldn't find any like example that you exist except for your LinkedIn, which is by design. And he goes, how have you, like, I can find everybody. How have you hidden yourself so well? I'm like, because I understand the internet. Like, this is, and I'm applying for a role at a tech company, mind you. So I'm like, obviously it shows that I know my way around technology and things like that. If I can completely hide my online presence from being discovered by you in a hiring process.
Well, no one can find me for my work. And like, some of them who are gamers in the lightest sense, like, oh yeah, what do you do? What do you I'd love to check it out sometime or whatever. And like, if I tell them that, they'll know, but they have no chance of connecting workday me, 9 to 5 me to after hours me. There's just no chance.
No chance.
I do have that problem, but it's never come up as a negative, which has been good.
I don't think it'll ever come up as a negative, but
no, but like, I'm Kochie. I have my name pretty much. Yeah. I'm the opposite, right? Like I have my name on a lot of my stuff because that's just what it's tied to, and that's what it's always been. But yeah, I never really think about it, and I probably should, but I just don't, because I guess that those two worlds are kind of just separate for me.
Yeah, I remember once
there's my personal side and my work side.
I was at a bar,
kind of different people,
and I was wearing like a Zombies Love Bacon shirt, like one of the old merch shirts and stuff like that. Someone says, "I really like your shirt." I said, "Oh, thanks." I didn't say anything more than that. I'm just like,
"That's it." It's like, "Oh, cool, man. Thanks."
Cool, thanks.
That's it.
No worries. Wink, wink. That's it. But it's I don't know. I keep them separate for just the fact that I don't ever want to. I want to be completely free to do what I want to do as a content creator, and I don't want it to be like you shouldn't do that because work doesn't believe in whatever. You shouldn't eat an entire stick of butter on while you're doing a cooking stream.
And do chewies out of Ugg boots.
Exactly. You shouldn't do that because that's, a bad image for whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know. Well, no, I'm great because I'm in the building industry and they're fucking 10 years behind anything. So they'll eventually figure out Twitch one day, maybe. It's only just figuring out TikTok
I have
now.
the opposite worry, I think, is where like I do have that personal presence. And then I get someone from a work or a previous, work friend or something come into my chat, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how about this thing that we did at work with work name here?" And I'm like,
yeah.
And you don't. I want to keep them separate for a reason.
I've definitely had that happen before. I've had it like an old workmate who ended up. It was really weird. This is the last thing we'll talk about because we're well over time. But it was really weird because I hired this person completely random. They came and applied for a job and stuff like that, and we worked together really well and got along like a house on fire for like a year or two. And then we were at a pub and we're talking, stuff like that. And then it turns out that her housemate was a friend of mine who I met on MSN Messenger and used to talk to while I was in high school. And like we'd kind of we'd talked and stuff for ages, and then when MSN died, we sort of, that relationship died as well, and we kind of knew each other sort of semi much, but hadn't hanged out for fucking 10 years or whatever. And then here they are, both of them in one house together, and then they could make the connection of like, oh well, he's on the internet and he does this thing, and they managed to figure it all out. And I just said to him, I said, yeah, if you want to ever see me stream, I play games, whatever. And then they turned up in my Twitch chat once. I was playing Red Dead, and they were drunk.
Oh no!
And it was the wildest chat that I've ever had on my Twitch, and just the shit they were saying was just so fucking wild. But it was just like it's such a fucking small world.
Yep.
Yeah, and like the whole conversation comes. This is how small this world is, right? So I met her on MSN Messenger because she was friends with my cousin, and the reason she was friends with my cousin is because she was the next door neighbor to my grandma who lived in Horsham in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere, right? So we went from being the neighbor of my grandma to being the housemate of the random girl that I hired to work at my work. We talk about like fate and random shit like that. Like, I don't know how that all works, but it's as wild. So, but
the internet can be good for things, yes, but also very weird.
Such a weird.
As I think we've shown on this podcast, just in general, just in this episode,
just this episode today. I think I don't know. Yep. What do we call this podcast? We call this episode the Weird Sex Doll Podcast. Now I'll get age gated immediately.
Something about having to put your sex doll out with hard rubbish.
Oh my god! You can't. Unfortunately, sex sells, but also sex shadow bans you. So
yeah. Wait till episode 69 next week, everybody.
No. Used Silicone, the Facebook Marketplace experience.
Yes, I love that title.
Oh my god!
Or just use silicone.
All right, we got to stop here. We got to stop. We're gonna go too long. Otherwise, let's wrap things up. Shelby, let's start with you. You're going to stream again this year, right?
Yeah, so I've got some spooky streams coming up hopefully next week as we head towards spook time. And I am constantly making new TikToks, so that's probably the best places to find me. So Shellbunny on Twitch, Shellbunny _ on Twitter, or Shellbunny94 on TikTok.
I'm featuring in some of those TikToks.
Because he's a funny guy who just fucks with my streams.
I do like the Phasmophobia one when you're like, I don't know why it hunted so quick, and then you just see me with the doll with the needles in it. I'm like, la.
Yeah. I put a good dramatic zoom there on your voodoo doll. So yeah, check out my TikTok. So
absolutely. Yeah. And Kochie,
Kochie, yeah, you can find me everywhere at Kochify. So it's Kochiefy, also known as Kochify. Doing reviews and stuff. I've got some other things in the works that I'm currently working on. So we'll see how that goes. Where you'll be able to hear more of my dulcet tones and probably more discussions about weird and wonderful internet stuff.
The weird and wonderful internet stuff. And I'm going to go and create a Facebook Marketplace post. No, I'm not going to do it. Just not. But no, Zombies Love Bacon everywhere. You can see me streaming all sorts of random stuff. I'm playing Gotham Knights at the moment. Everyone hates it. I kind of like it. It's fun. I was going to talk about it today, but we're out of time. We'll talk about it next week. It's fine. Maybe. I don't know. I might give up on it by then. We'll see. It's such a wild. The internet is just the internet, right? Sometimes they like to, bully things.
As we see on Rotten Tomato. I don't trust Rotten.
They get really upset about games without 60 frames, but they're totally fine with sex doll game characters. the internet, everyone. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.